What's up, y'all? Good morning. It's Richie Rowe, coming through with another World of Romance, World According to Romance. I owe my audience 2 more Alexanders. I owe my audience the rest of the history of Britain. I'm still doing my research on that, so right now we're not getting more world history today. But we'll get a little local history. I was thinking about doing a show on how I got the name Romance. A lot of people have it twisted, and since once again my baby's mom used it against me in court on Friday that I call myself Romance and think I'm a rapper, so I shouldn't be around my kids. So I thought maybe I'd tell you guys how I became known as Richie Romance, because a lot of people got it wrong. Now someday, on a beautiful day in 1977, a 5-year-old Richie Romance is standing on the side of the basketball court at Ritter School Playground. I was always there because the Ritter gang played there, and I was in the Ritter gang. I was the mascot at the time. I was the youngest member. My dad, there was 2 levels of the Ritter gang. There was the old Ritter gang, which my dad was one of the elder members of, and he had a house right across from Ritter School, so everybody partied there all the time. And then there was the younger level of the Ritter gang. Now, my dad's only 17 years older than me, so the guys that were in the younger Ritter gang, they're only like 11, 12 years older than me, really, you know. But one of the guys it was the old heads versus the young heads that day, and one of the guys my dad was playing against, named Richard Snizak, okay? He's the superintendent of Parkland Schools. He was a coach over there for a while, but back then he was just one of the younger members of the Ritter gang. So I was on the sideline and I was getting picked. They weren't really paying attention to me, and I was getting picked on by 2 bigger girls, you know, like maybe like 8-year-old girls or something. They were like pulling my hair and giving me wedgies and crap, and I was like fighting back against them and losing. And I guess the ball must have went out of bounds, and everyone at the court just collectively looked at me. And Snizak goes, hey Jans, look at your kid's little freaking Richie Romance over there. And there's me getting my hair pulled and getting wedgies by these girls. So the name stuck for a few days among the Ritter gang, but then it wore off with everybody but Snizak. Okay, flash forward 9 years, I'm now 14. It's the summer between 8th and 9th grade. I just finished 3 years of Harrison Morton. I've been rapping for 1.5 years in the hallways of Harrison Morton and on the bus ride home, but starting to get known that I'm a rapper, and I need a rap name. Well, during double sessions, freshman year, freshman football, Snizak was one of the head coaches. And when school started after double sessions, he called me Romance, Richie, he never stopped calling me that. So all through practice, double sessions, everyone started calling me Richie Romance. The Steiners, the Marxes, all the coaches, Richie Romance, 10 push-ups, Richie Romance, Hills, blah, blah, blah. So, and then all the older dudes on the team, the seniors and the juniors, they started calling me that too. So when the first week of school started in 9th grade, and I just happened to be in one of the rockin'est party crews out there, the Natty Boat Club, me and my boys, you know, First, we weren't waiting around. We weren't waiting for someone to invite us. We knew there was parties the first week of school because we were football players. We knew there was cheerleaders. We knew everything that was happening. We were going to those parties, even if we were 9th graders. But nobody wanted to let us in. So when school started, you know what I'm saying? Snizak was my algebra teacher. We played the first week we played, I think we played Easton, and then there was a party at the Res. Actually, there was about 3 parties. There was always like it was like a senior party under the main pavilion. Then there was like a junior and sophomore party over in the corner. And us freshmen weren't like really allowed to. We'd like fight our way in, and then we got abused once we did. So they wouldn't. The first night of partying at the Res, it was me, Dwayne Stayberger, Rudy Flamish, David Stout, Frank LaCause, Adam Malozzi, and the craziest motherfucker I ever hung with in my life, Butch McNelly. And we weren't allowed in any of the parties. They let Dave Stout in because he's, you know, everyone knew him, he's big. He was kind of the one guy in our gang that got through all the doors. But the rest of us were little punks. We were little tiny kids. Nobody, they called us, well, the Beastie Boys weren't out yet, but later on they would call us the Beastie Boys. But all these, the X-Men and all these like big football players, they heard me rapping at practice and stuff. Like it was starting to catch on. And we're at this party and they wouldn't let us like drink their beer. They wouldn't let us hang out with them. And then somebody was like, oh, look who it is. It's Richie Romance. Get up on this table, motherfucker. Let's hear one of your raps. And on my first night of high school, or first party in high school, I got up, stood on the table under the pavilion at the res, rock shocked the house, brought everyone, fucking made them scream, made them say yo, made them say ho, and Richie Romance was born, brother. And then but I still didn't call myself Richie Romance, even though everyone was calling me Richie Romance. But I remember sitting in algebra class one day, thinking, man, I need a rap name now, because I really am becoming a rapper. Like, everyone wants me to rap all the time. It's what I'm becoming known for. And then I heard, Romance, get up to the board. It's algebra class. I had to do a problem on the board. And I was like, there it is. That's my name. That's my rap name, Richie Romance. So I started, I hated being called Richie Romance before that. But once I realized that's my rap name, I just embraced it and started tagging it everywhere. And you know, that was 9th grade. By 10th grade, I was rapping at the pep rallies. That was one of the biggest, to this day, the pep rallies might have been one of the biggest crowds. I've rocked bigger crowds, I've been on bigger stages, but that was one of the most important gigs of my life, man. I rocked my whole school. That was over 1,000 people. I was almost scared, but it worked beautifully, man. Everyone loved it. And that catapulted me into wanting to record an album. And it took me a long time. I had to fight all the way through high school. I was just a kid. I had to work with Craig Friedland. I had to work with Greg Ganoni, and they were mean to me sometimes. But you know what? I kept at it. And sooner or later, I got with Quick Rick, got a DJ, started playing in clubs, started playing anywhere I could, started doing anything I could to make a buck. I entered contests. I entered a contest in the summer of in July of 1988, there was a contest called Rapping Down AIDS. It was held at the auditorium in Cumberland Gardens, the little gym they have there. I was the only white boy. And it was a rap battle. I won. The morning call was there. The name of, I wrote a song called A Tisket, a Tasket, a Condom, or a Casket, which is what won the contest. But we were like freestyling against each other, and freestyling was barely even out yet. It was a brand new thing. And anyway, I shocked Cumberland Gardens that day. I made a rap that made the newspaper. My name was in the newspaper. And at age 15, I looked at this check that said $150, and I said, a fucking light went on in my head. I was like, this is what I got to do with my life. This is what my purpose is. And that was the first money I ever made off rapping. I never looked back. 2 years later, I dropped Tales from the East Side. Before I even turned 18, I made 100 grand making rap music. And I never looked back. It's been a rough road. I've been through hell. I'm still living it. But I'll always be Richie Romance, motherfucker, till the day I die. Peace.